So we mentioned that when we travel, we always carry on cameras, lenses, anything that's super critical to a shoot. Obviously, they can be replaced, but it's a lot easier to replace a light modifier or a light stand than maybe your setup and your camera kit and lenses. So we try to carry this on as much as we can. Now, sometimes it'll prohibit you from carrying on because you're on a small plane or you have to do gate check. So we still recommend packing everything really nice and tidy as if you were going to check the bag, but you're not, but you're carrying it on. It's just good practice anyway, just to do that. Now, let's just jump right in. This is a Pelican Air 1535 travel case. This is TSA approved. It's got the TSA locks if you want to do that. It's also the perfect size for carry-on. This is the max size you can have to carry on and stow in the overhead compartment. Plus, the Air models of the Pelicans are way lighter than the normal Pelicans. The normal 1510, I think, is equivalent to this Pelican. It's heavier, it's thicker, and we have the bigger 1615s as well, and they are rock solid, but half the weight. So that saves a ton of weight just by transporting around by using the Air case. Now let's kind of get into it. I like the ones that have these padded dividers because you can change this configuration based on what kit you're putting in here. Now we're doing a simple 2-cam kind of interview style talking heads plus some run and gun B-rolls. So this is what's going to go in here. Plus we want some stills cameras as well and lenses. So this is going to fit all of that. Let's go with our A cam first. And this is the red Komodo X. Now I like using this as an A cam because you really can just park this thing. If you're shooting longer interviews and you have this thing on V-mount or plugged into a wall, this can go for hours. What's great about this one is we've added the mid 49 XLR inputs. This breakout box is awesome because now I can do high quality XLR audio in input 1. This could literally come straight from the boom, and input 2 can be the onboard shotgun mic. It's always good to have a backup source of audio, and it's nice if they're both XLR. This breaks it out into 2 stereo channels. So this is awesome. You've got SDI inputs. You can wirelessly control this thing. The app is super robust, and you can mount a plethora of lenses to it. So this is our A cam, fits in here nicely right there. Now our B cam, this is the new Nikon ZR, and you've probably heard us talking about this. I know Vinny loves his. This is the ultimate hybrid shooter. It is a fantastic photo camera. And for video, I mean, this could easily be an A cam. We can have 2 of these in the A and B cam. But when we have the Komodo X, this is the B cam. Primarily because this thing, here's what I love about this. You can adapt any lens you want on this thing. Now, I've got this M to Z adapter. I'm going to talk about the adapting here in a second, why this helps save space. Primarily because you don't have to double up on the amount of lenses anymore. Because if you're shooting stills like I do, you want to also kill 2 birds with one stone. Bring the same number of lenses and maybe use some of the stills lenses for video. This Tech Art M to Z adapter puts M mount lenses on it and turns them into autofocus lenses. Don't ask me how they do it, they just do it. And so this is a trusty B cam plus photos as well, run and gun B-roll, you name it. This thing's got it. 4-inch screen, you don't even need a monitor for this guy. It's so versatile. So again, here it is, the B cam. Here are the M mount lenses on this Leica M10-P. I can take this lens off after I've done shooting stills and plop it on the Nikon ZR, no problem at all. It'll give me autofocus, it'll give me another focal length, so now I've got a 50 here. So this is primarily what I use for stills. And then we continue the lenses by throwing in this right here. This is the new Typop 21mm f1.4. Y'all, this thing is absolutely incredible. This thing is a 1.4 21mm lens. I mean, that is unheard of, and it's got close focus of 0.23 meters. The close, wide, shallow depth of field is a crazy look, and this thing is awesome for B-roll. And again, you can stick this on the M or on the ZR. Now you're probably looking at some of these other slots. You're like, well, we got a lot of room here. What lenses are we shooting on the Komodo? Well, we've been rocking these DZO lenses. These are awesome. This is PL mount. positive lock mount. This is kind of a universal cinema lens mount. I've got the PL adapter here on the Komodo X. This is a 75. This is a 35. Again, reason I love these two focal lengths is because it's kind of the perfect tandem 1-2 punch for interviews. 35 is wide but not too wide and distorts the folks' features and faces, and 75 is tight but not too long to where, you know, we need like way too much room. We might be in a small office space, so 75 gives you that compression. These are great. Speaking of adapters, here is the Nikon Z to PL adapter. I can put on the ZR and I can use both these lenses no problem. So just right here off the bat, I've got 35, 75 and a 50 mil all covered right here, and a 21. So in here we've got 4 lenses across 3 camera systems. All right, that's fantastic. Now you might be wondering what's going on in this big compartment here. This is the compartment that's closest to the wheels, and I don't want to be putting my cameras or lenses here because all the weight shifts here and can kind of crush whatever's in this compartment. This is my compartment for things like power adapters, batteries, cables, things that don't mind getting pinched and squished. So first thing off the bat is this big honker. This is mid 49. This is another awesome tool. This is the Komodo X power adapter. You plug this thing into the wall. Again, you can park this thing for hours. We're going to go throw that bad boy in there and the cables. And here are a stack of 3 V-mount batteries. Now these are going to be primarily for the Komodo. I packed 3. I mean, you probably get away with 2, but you know, I've got room for it. I packed these 3 down here. Here's another battery case. This is for the Nikon ZR. Pack that in there. What else can we put over here? Oh, we need to put our adapter here. The adapter can kind of get situated right in here. No problem. And don't forget, we need microphones. These are the DJI. These are lavs, great for backups. You really can just record audio straight into it. That's what we love about it. So if you get in a pinch and you can't plug in and the client throws another person in the mix, just throw that on them. I like to use this pouch to double up for power cables and other cables. I've got an SDI cable. I've got a power cable for my monitor. I'm going to talk about that here in a second. I just plop those 2 things in there. Some cushion here. Again, this stuff I don't mind taking all the weight of all this stuff shifting down. It doesn't crunch my cameras up. Now, last little slot here, this little guy right here. This is the Ricoh GR3X. And I love this camera because when I go for a walk or a run or around town and I want to be conspicuous, you can literally take that off, and look how small it is. You can take this grip off too. It literally fits in your pocket. I have just enjoyed shooting street with this thing. It's such a great, just pull it out of your pocket. This shoots video too. I mean, honestly, backup to the backup to the backup. If you really get into a pinch and everything else goes dead and you don't want to use your phone, the Ricoh GR3 can save the day. So that goes in here always. Look at that, fits in there nice and perfect. The last couple things, here's a bunch of filters. Now, most of these cameras don't have built-in NDs. So the Nikon ZR kind of does if you're using this adapter, because it's got the built-in ND right here. This is a really neat little adapter. There's a variable ND right here. But for the Komodo and some of these cinema lenses, we don't have a filter system inside the camera. So we have to rely on external filters. Here's a tip on filters. I get the biggest size I can, or the biggest size for the biggest lens I have. In this case, it's an 82 millimeters. And then I just buy a bunch of step-up rings, like 77 to 82, 72, 67 to 82, so I can step up to this size. There's no need to get like 7 different pieces of glass. Just get a couple and then buy a bunch of step-up rings. That goes right in here. Oh, last but not least, we've got our monitor right here. This is the Portkeys BM5 version 4 WR wireless. Love this monitor because it does STI or HDMI in and out. And this thing does wireless control of cameras like the Red Komodo X. So when I plug this thing in, give it an SDI power signal or SDI video signal, I can control this camera wirelessly. Essentially, I can touch the screen here and it'll change all the features here, sometimes even faster than what we can do on the Red interface. So, and this thing is portable, it's small. I love this guy. This guy's got to come with me. And if you're shooting other systems like Sony or Panasonic, this works for those too with the same type of controls. This guy goes back here. That's it. Don't forget your slate. Gotta have your custom slate. So, you can be marking our shoots. That goes in the pocket up here. And here we go. It fits, it ships. That's our carry-on for the red Komodo X and Nikon ZR. Plus you got a couple stills cameras in there. Okay, let's take a look at how we're going to carry on two Sony FX6s. First thing we're going to need is this porta brace bag. I love this bag because it is such a cool duffel bag. It can carry so much stuff, and you'll be shocked at what we can carry in here. So first, we've got to put the two FX bodies in there. I've got one that's pretty stripped down. This is usually our B cam FX. All I got to do here is take off the top handle. Once I do that, we've got a ton of room. Look how small that thing is. I can literally pack this thing in sideways like this. Then I've got the A cam, which is a little bit more rigged out with the handle. I kind of keep this assembled because voila, it'll fit in there no problem. And then we can kind of assemble these pieces around it. I've got the monitor and the handle on this one that I can put right next to it, right there. I've got compartments here for all the hard line that we might need. It's a great place to put two shotgun mics as well. These two shotgun mics are also going to go right here in this compartment. And that's it. I've got two V-mount batteries that I'm going to use to power these cameras with, and I've got some slots right up front where the lens would go. I've got two V-mounts in there, and I've got my lenses. I'm shooting right now with the Tamron 17-28, and this is a 24-70 G Master. Flip this thing around. I got another compartment up front. I can stick two lenses in right in here, and there's another room for that. This is probably the quickest and easiest way to pack two Sony FX6s in one bag. Now, media. We talk about media, right? Never leave home without media. Well, here's my media pouch. In here, I have card readers. I have cables. I have redundant hard drives. I have extra memory and storage cards. And I put these in with the cameras, or I might even put these in a personal backpack. Hey guys, I'm jumping in here real quick to remind y'all of something super cool. If you're a photographer or filmmaker doing real client work, we made something that's going to be super helpful called the Hybrid Creators Toolkit. And it's yours totally free. You get our client call checklist, hybrid shot checklist, editing folder structure, and delivery email templates. Basically the exact systems we use on every single gig. This is information collected and distilled from years of client work, tons of trial and error. Links are down below, grab it. No catch whatsoever. We just want to help y'all out, give back to the community, just so you guys make a few less mistakes than we did back in the day.